meets a hone, and it is Thursday, and that means it's time for another draft video. I post one every Monday and Thursday of the latest format. Right now we're doing Guilds of Ravnica. Before we get this draft started, well, first of all, I need to resize this, and second of all, I want to remind you guys that my videos are sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can go to cardkingdom.com to buy sealed products, so you can do drafts, paper drafts and stuff, so check that out. Ooh, this is an exciting first pick, I think. I haven't gotten a chance to play with Rahl, but I have had to play against it, and it wasn't fun. Rahl is really good, even in a world where you don't really get a lot of instants and sorceries. It's still pretty good because he can just represent card advantage, but generally if you're in blue-red, you're going to be getting instants and sorceries, so that -3 will be pretty potent, and the ultimate is obviously impossible to beat. I've experienced it myself, unfortunately. I don't think there's anything in here that's particularly close to Rahl, who, you know, is a bit of a build around, and we are committing to do colors right away, but, like, all the best cards in this pack are gold anyway. Like, Dimir, Spybug, Conclave, Guildmage, also gold, and not as good. So, you know, the monocolored cards in this pack are pretty, you know, unexciting. So definitely Rahl. Also, you know, anytime you get a mythic, it is tempting to just try to play it because you may never see it again. Last time I said that, excuse me, I got that Underworld Lich or whatever, like 3 out of 4 drafts. So maybe we'll do that with Rahl. Okay, so this pack is interesting. So Ionize, you know, it's a 3-mana counterspell. They're not great. They're playable in this format, and especially in a format that cares about spells. It is blue-red, so that, you know, that matters. Same is true of Sonic Assault. And I kind of feel like I should be trying as hard as I can to play blue-red, especially when there's nothing in this pack to push me other ways. I mean, Justice Strike is good. So we could think about taking it and seeing if we could splash it, or maybe we splash Rahl, I guess. But a Boros deck doesn't really want Rahl, and I kind of want to try my hardest to play Rahl. So maybe I just take Ionize. Is it better than Sonic Assault? I think they're pretty comparable, but let's go with Ionize. Okay, so Invert and Invent has been super disappointing. I think we just take Command the Storm. Nice removal spell. It's another instant or sorcery. You know, this is gold, and it would sort of cut that from people on to our left, but it's not great. I mean, I might play it if it wheels, but maybe not. Okay. Every time I could go Boros and I don't, I see like 5 True Fire Captains, so could be where we're headed here. So Radical Idea and Disdainful Stroke are both fine. Cosmotronic Wave is solid. It's great in Boros. It's less great in Izzet. You know, I think we take one of these. What we really want to do is end up with way more instants and sorcery spell triggers, because if we do that, we're going to be having a really good time. I think I want the first Disdainful Stroke more than the first Radical Idea. It's a nice counterspell that I think you mainboard. Yeah. Okay, well, here's a payoff, though it's not an exciting one. Still nothing great in this pack to like make me want to go other places. I already have 2 counterspells, and Devious Cover-Up is better in Dimir anyway, I think. That deck's better at just being like a Durley control deck. I think we just take the very unexciting Fire Urchin here, but, you know, there's not that much good stuff in this pack for anybody. Fire Urchin, it does do stuff with spells, so... Okay, so now we can take... Well, no, we take Capture Sphere. You know, it is a little annoying that it's not an instant or sorcery, but it's better than Cosmotronic Wave, especially in a deck like this. We want lots of removal, and we want to, like, win with Rahl, ideally. So this is another very unexciting pack. I mean, the Woodshaper's nice if you're Selesnya. The Necrolist can be okay, but everything else in this pack is pretty mediocre. Question is, which of these mediocre red creatures do I want? I think I'd rather have this one. I don't like either of them very much, and hopefully we don't have to play either. Okay, so now we have a Cosmotronic Wave versus Maximize Altitude. I think I'm going to take the Wave. I mean, I like being able to suddenly make my board lethal, and it does enable that. So does Maximize Altitude to a lesser extent. We have two of all of these mana costs. 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's kind of funny. So I guess we take Maximize Velocity here. This Guildmage being here, I think people have sort of switched from thinking Golgari is the worst to thinking Selesnya is the worst, and I think that might be true. Because seeing this still here is kind of nuts. Pick 8, but, you know. Yeah, right now we have 2 creatures, so, you know, to play Maximize Velocity, we're going to need a little bit of help. Just a little. Okay, so there are a bunch of white cards here, and it is a possibility that we could turn into like a red-white aggro deck. I hope it doesn't happen, but if we have to, we can make that happen, and I think I'd rather have the Scout than these other 2 very playable white cards. I think the Scout's the better one. Rahl, probably not what you really want in a Boros deck, but maybe we splash it. You know, all these red cards are things that would also be good in a Boros deck. Maybe Command the Storm a little less so, but I think you'd still play it. The blue cards, not so much. I mean, yeah. We do have a lot of spells, though, and that's good for Rahl. Rahl? I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to know how to pronounce fictional names. Like my problem with Dimir that I learned was a problem during this set and having a YouTube channel. Last time the Dimir were around, I didn't have a YouTube channel, so everyone in my playgroup says it wrong, apparently. Well, I mean, okay. We could take a Guild Gate, but probably not worth it. Okay, another wave. I guess I'll take it. It's probably sideboard material, the second wave. Especially if we don't get the Cyclops and stuff. Like, we need more of the little aggressive blue-red creatures to make playing even one of them worth it. And right now we're not there. But we do have a long ways to go, obviously. I will take... I guess I'll take Call of the Culprit. I guess it has more of a chance of seeing play. Another wave. Okay. I guess Boros is really open because, like, playing 2 of these in a Boros deck is usually pretty good. Right, let's see what we get here. Let's get, I don't know, Mumbling Mystic. That would be good. Every time I draft that card, even when I don't record, when I do record, doesn't matter. I don't get it in my hand. Okay, so probably Beacon Bolt. We would like a Piston Fist Cyclops. We probably want something like Sonic Assault at some point. But Beacon Bolt's better, and we already have a ton of spells. So, you know, maybe not a ton, but we have several. And we're going to end up with more. So we definitely want Beacon Bolt. It can be pretty nasty in this deck. So we have another Invert Invent. I'm just not a huge fan of it. 6 to draw 2, usually not that great. And the switching thing, sometimes it can really do something, but frequently it does not. I think I want Unexplained Disappearance here over like the Guild Gate or the Mesmerist, which are decent cards. But Disappearance lets us interact with our opponent's stuff in a more meaningful way than, you know, Dazzling Light or Cosmotronic Wave does. Usually anyway. And it's another spell. We have 2 spell payoffs now, so yeah. Okay, so here we have a choice between Beam Splitter Mage, who's really good at Maximize Velocity, or Piston Fist Cyclops. I think Selective Snare is nice, but I think we need some dudes to like not die early, first of all, and second of all to make, you know, help us do damage. The Snare is nice, but you know, most of the time I think Unexplained Disappearance is just better. But yeah, we'll take the Piston Fist Cyclops here over the Beam Splitter. He may even wheel. Ooh. I think we take this and try to splash Deafening Clarion. It's really strong. We don't have the means to play it yet, but our other options are Fearless Halberdier and Fresh-Faced Recruit, so I think that's definitely what we take. Okay, another Capture Sphere. Okay, this pack is strong for us, so Unexplained Disappearance number 2, Capture Sphere number 2, or Goblin Electromancer number 1. Even with the spell stuff we have going on, I think we want Capture Sphere number 2 before we want Electromancer #1 or the first copy of this or a second copy of that. It's just a great removal spell, and that's what we need. That's a pretty late Night of Autumn. Okay, so probably Inescapable Blaze. It's a little clunky, but I think our deck wants it. It can be a finisher. It can remove basically all creatures. It's instant speed, so it's not as clunky as some of these effects we've seen in the past. Yeah, I mean, our other options are Fresh Face Recruit or Sonic Assault, which are both fine, but I think Inescapable Blaze is better. Okay, so here we probably just take an Izzet Guildgate. Nothing really meaningful for us in this pack, so we'll take the Guildgate. Obviously what we really want is one that adds white, but even if we don't end up with that, I think we'll be okay. Okay, so here we have a choice between Hellkite Whelp and Unexplained Disappearance. The Whelp gives us a win condition, potentially. The Unexplained Disappearance gives us yet another way to interact with our opponent's stuff. I kind of feel like we need something like the Whelp, though. I mean, I think it's close, but we do not have very many creatures at this point, and it gives us one. Okay, here's the Boros Guildgate that we want. I think we want it more than Cover Up or Summit. Now we can play the Clarion, and we could even pick up more fixing. So would I rather have a 2-drop that's basically just going to be a trade, something we want to trade with and maybe do a little bit of damage with, or Invert and Invent, which may not even make the main board? I don't think either of these is super likely to make the main board. I think I'm going to go for the Mesmerist, but, ooh, I like that Selective Snare came back. There's also a Boros Guildgate, #2 is the thing. And that would really make it easy for us to play our Clarion. Yeah, I'm going to take the Guildgate. I think it, I mean, you know, I may end up getting plenty of Guildgates and none of that will matter, but yeah, Demotion's pretty good. I guess I'll take a Locket. It has more upside. Demotion's pretty good to be here this late. Boros is super open, which you don't see very often. So we're pretty much set on mana. We also have 3 Guildgates for cards that care about those that could come up, namely the Gargoyle. We are super low on creatures. Oh my god. We've got Vraska and Rahl, both Planeswalkers in this set. That's interesting. I'm going to see how much she is worth, because that does matter in terms of being able to draft more. I kind of hope she's not worth that much, because Direct Current and Electromancer, especially Direct Current, are really good. So let's see. Vraska. Oh, I'm not looking in the right place. I mean, she is a mythic, but I haven't been paying as close attention as I usually do to Constructed right now. But I don't think she's seeing play. Could be wrong. She's worth 5 tickets. Man, that is hard to pass. But you know what? I have a Patreon and stuff, and you guys help me out by watching my videos. So let's just take the card that's better for us, which I think is Direct Current. There's no way we could have played Vraska, is the thing. If we could have, yeah, I would be all for it, but there's just no way. So we're going to take another Cyclops here. I think we want it more than an Informant. We need cards like the Cyclops. We need creatures in general. Ooh, that makes me wish I could splash black, which could happen still. Our deck has so few creatures in it that Sky Knight Legionnaire isn't sounding very appealing. I probably just need something like Passwall Adept, Guild Summit, and it's too late for us to really get there on that. I mean, maybe we wield an Izzet Guildgate, but I mean, we could take Connive, because we can cast the first half of it. Even if, and the first half of it isn't too bad, and the second half is nice, and if we pick up like a Dimir Guildgate, we could do it. I think I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. Another Direct Current? Yeah, I think we take that. I think our deck's more interested in being able to kill the early creatures than it is in trying to Sonic Assault people, but I could be wrong. Well, Torch Courier and Goblin Banneret are not exactly good for this deck. But we're taking one of them, I think. Could think about the Sergeant if we somehow end up with like 5 Guildgates. Yeah, that seems more possible Yeah, let's do that. We already do have one, but... Okay, here I think we do take a devious cover up. Ooh, that's what we want, isn't it? We've ended up so far with 1, 2, maybe 3. Probably won't make the cut, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Might not make the cut. 9, but we have 10 spells. I think that's plenty for Firemind's Research. The one problem our deck might have is Boros decks. So we just have to hope we draw a Deafening Clarion, because we do not have a good early game, really. I don't even think we want this Halberdier. We're not going to want Maximize Velocity either, so... everything else looks pretty nice. I mean, we could definitely use more creatures than the 5 we have. Don't get me wrong. This Leapfrog, for example, is pretty nice. I think it'll be better for us than the Mesmerist. We're so low on creatures. It's a little scary, actually. So we may end up having to run something like the Halberdier to get us to 7 creatures. We probably want like 10, but at the same time, for Firemind's Research and Rahl to be at their best, we need all these spells. So, you know. Okay, so this is nice. We definitely want the Electromancer over like Fire Urchin or Ornery Goblin. I don't really know. I don't think I want to mainboard this as it is, so... Maybe we'll get back another Electromancer. That'd be cool. Hope I don't have to play that, but... We probably don't want Cosmotronic Wave. We have so few creatures. I forgot about that. I mean, it's an okay sideboard card against a deck with a lot of red stuff. And yeah, if we have like 2 Piston Fist Cyclopses in play, we can really get people. Ooh. Well, I think we take this. It makes our Connive and Concoct a lot better. I think it's better than the Locket or the Courier. We are up to 4 Guild Gates. See if that matters. So, Sonic Assault's what we take here. I'm less than convinced it's what our deck wants, but I will take it. Okay, so we could get another Halberdier or a Courier. I feel like the Halberdier is going to be better if we end up deciding to play those. Yeah. Take another Dimir Locket, though I don't think we want to play it. And a really late Maximize Velocity, but our deck, yeah, we end up with so few creatures. So we're probably going to have to run a Halberdier, at least one Halberdier, because we got to be able to, like, play a few creatures. At this point, our win condition... Yeah, I mean, Rahl is a win condition, obviously. You know, we can kill a lot of creatures. We can win. The one thing we don't... I mean, we have 1 flyer. So... Yeah, the return a creature card part on this isn't going to be that good usually, but I think still having that option is worth having. Firemind's Research can be a win condition, but we're definitely short on threats, which means I think we need to run both Halberdiers to round out our deck here. Which gets us to 9 creatures, which is a little more... I feel a little more comfortable with 9 creatures than I do with 7. And I mean, I think our deck, it has its problems, namely the like lack of creatures, but... you know, it has a lot going on. We can do a decent amount of direct damage to people. That's a potential win condition. I mean, Direct Current can hit players if it needs to. Inescapable Blaze can hit players. Ionize does damage to them. Firemind's Research does damage to them. If we get enough counters. Yeah, looks like fun. I haven't drafted a deck in this format with so few creatures yet. And again, it does worry me a little bit to think about playing... Boros decks, but we have to hope we get like Deafening Clarion and even Direct Current's pretty good against them. The 2-for-1 is usually enough to make up for being a little clunky. But yeah. Alright, so I think this is right. We do have Call of the Culprit in our sideboard, which could come up. So do I need to run a Plains or a Swamp? I definitely don't need to run a Swamp. I may want to run a Plains. Gives us 3. We already have 10 or 9 red sources and 7 blue sources, the way this is already. Yeah. So we're not the best at drawing cards, so hitting the white mana for this isn't going to be super easy. So I do think we want to run 1 plains. It gives us 9 red sources and 8 blue sources, which I think is good, and then 3 white sources. We could think about Garrison Sergeant, as desperate as we are for like creatures. Like, is one of them going to be better than 1 Halberdier? I think it's possible. With 4 Guild Gates, it's probably not the worst. I think I am going to do that. With 3 white sources, I think I feel fine about running 1 Garrison Sergeant. Yeah, I think that seems all right. I don't love it, but it's a much more threatening creature than the Halberdier, which we're just kind of hoping to play and trade with something. All right, so I will see you guys in the first match. All right, match 1. We would like to play first, I think. The only land we have is a plains. Nice. Right, this is better. Do we want to draw a second capture sphere? We kind of need another mountain, I think, more than we need a second capture sphere. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm okay with that. I also wouldn't mind drawing like a 2-drop. So, yeah, the problems our deck is going to potentially have is basically just that we don't have enough win conditions. So, hopefully we can overcome that. Okay. Play the mountain in case we want to cast direct current next turn and we draw the mountain for it. If we played the island there, that would have been bad. Seems like the kind of thing I would do, but... Okay, so... Like, I would like to direct current this thing. They're clearly a Golgari deck. I mean, this card really enables those decks. It actually makes the cards with Undergrowth reasonable instead of mediocre like most of them are. Okay, we did not draw what we really wanted to draw. Now the question is, do we play Electromancer? I think we probably do. It sets us up to be able to cast Connive. And if we don't want to do that, we can just play Leapfrog next turn. Oh, I don't need to tap that much mana. Just kidding. Just that much. Okay, so we'll play our Electromancer. Which would have been great to play on turn 2, right? It's always frustrating. It would be nice if they'd play something we can connive. I don't think I block here. Nah. We're just going to take it. They didn't put a land on top, so they must have plenty of lands. Okay, well, we could connive that, but I don't really think it's worth it. Crap. We could discard direct current so that we can use it. I mean, we have 2 good removal spells, and then we have Leapfrog. Right now, Leapfrog's probably a potential win condition, but I think I still want to discard it more than I want to discard these other 3 cards. Yeah. The removal spells, and, you know, this can be a removal spell. We could get back our Leapfrog, too, you know. So strong. Okay, well, that's kind of obnoxious. But, you know, I can capture sphere something if that's necessary. And if they ever play something we can steal with Connive, that'd be great. I mean, we could steal this, like I said. We just don't really want to. What would it accomplish, you know? Okay. They are going to load up their graveyard. I wonder if they have Izoni. That's like most of the cards with Undergrowth, Capture Sphere can deal with, but not really Izoni. Do we block Glowspore Shaman? I think I'm kind of okay with doing it now. Yeah, let's do it. Gives them another creature in their graveyard, of course, but okay. I guess I'm going to play the Mesmerist, though obviously it isn't anything special. I feel like our deck had really good mana, so I'm a little frustrated right now. Although we could steal Izoni, actually, with Connive, so that would be okay if they do play Izoni. Yeah, they're able to just do whatever they want over there right now, and that's not good for us. I mean, I think our deck does have a good long game, thanks to Rahl and, you know, the Niv Mizzet enchantment thing, but, you know, they're loading their graveyard with creatures so they can play... Okay, I might steal that. Especially if I don't draw something else useful here. So, okay. Well, now I probably don't. At the same time, maybe I do. Because I don't really want to have to deal with it making me discard a card. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and connive. And then attack for 2. Also gets a sorcery in our graveyard, which could matter later. Right, so then we attack for 2, and, you know, suddenly we're at the same life total. And if I ever draw my black mana, I can make them discard a card, which, you know, that could come up. Meantime, I do have a 1 power attacker with flying, you know, that's not too bad. If they play a Zoni now, though, I'm going to be pretty sad. Okay, that doesn't worry me much, especially if we could draw a freaking mountain. I don't think we can, though. We're going to do it. We got this. Mountain, mountain, mountain. Dimir Guildgate. Well, okay then. This weakens their power by 2, right? Yes. Kind of feel like I just want to leave the imp back. But if they're willing to trade their bat for my Mesmerist, I think I'm down with that. So I'm going to attack with the Mesmerist. Leave the imp back so that it can just block the bats. And if they want to trade for Mesmerist, I am all for that. And then we're going to play the Guildgate and Direct Current. Or not, I wish. And Piston Fist Cyclops is what I'm trying to say. I could use Capture Sphere on this, but our opponent's going to play way scarier things than a 3-1 Bartizan Bats, I think. All right. So Piston Fist Cyclops it is. I hope they had mana up there for Disdainful Stroke and didn't get to use it. That's always painful when people do that, but when you're the one with the Disdainful Stroke anyway. So I definitely block the bats. I mean, yeah, I could make them discard a card next turn, but I think trading for the bats is just as valuable. They may have something in their hand they desperately want to keep, I guess, but I'm not too worried. That does put 2 more cards. Their undergrowth count right now is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, you know. Ooh, that's cool. I've never seen someone actually get to cast that. So let's see what they get out of this deal. Ooh, they have Vraska. I don't think they get anything. They don't. Oh, it can get Vraska? I didn't realize that. Good. I'm so happy. Okay then. I thought it could only get creatures. It's just green permanents. Jeez. Nasty. That was nasty. 7 mana for a 5/7 reach and a 6 loyalty planeswalker. That's what I want to be dealing with. Okay. We did draw our mountain finally. I think we just put Capture Sphere on this thing though. Direct Current, usually I would let my Piston Fist Cyclops attack, but does that really matter? Not really. So I'm going to attack. And I'm going to attack Vraska because, yeah, we need to keep her from getting too out of control. And if we can fire off a couple Direct Currents next turn, like if we draw, no, we can't do that because we only have 2 mountains, but it still could enable us to do some stuff. Guess we don't need to see that anymore. They did. lower the number of cards in their deck. Okay, so I'm kind of assuming they're going to cash in another permanent and draw a card. They could destroy this, but yeah, it would put it in. Oh, I can just direct damage it with direct current. I kind of forgot about that. Let's see what they do here. Okay. I don't want these things in my way. I can tell you that much. So Burglar Rat attacks me. I was going to say, I just take it. There's no way that I shouldn't do that. Okay, we got our white mana. Okay, so I'm thinking I direct current the Guild Mage and then send both of these at Vraska. Yeah, so we're going to cast direct current on the Guild Mage. All right, and then we're going to attack with both at Vraska. I'm surprised they don't just sacrifice this. They have to block one of these, and, you know, most likely the big one. I guess I play this Guildgate. We need the white mana at some point for several reasons, or 2 reasons. So, yeah. They have 4 cards in their hand. I wonder if they're just flooding. Nah, they gotta have something here, I feel like. Right? Huh? If they did, they didn't want to use it. Wait. Did I not attack Vraska? I guess I must have screwed that up. That's good. Glad to have that happen. They didn't actually have to block both of them. It should have 4 loyalty, but instead she has 6, which means she's going to be a lot harder to kill than we were thinking because I screwed that up. Ah, that's why they didn't do that, because they can just make their hatchery spider a monster again that we have to deal with. They're down to 12 cards. Can that come up? Maybe. I kind of feel like the number of cards they're drawing is eventually going to destroy us, though. Yeah, now they have a Beast Whisperer, too. Great, 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 great. Great. Nebraska has 1 million loyalty, and we drew a pretty useless card. That's something you want early, generally. So we have direct current. That doesn't really do anything. We could lower her loyalty. It's probably just going to be better to play the research here, unfortunately for us. Yeah, I think we're in trouble. We just stumbled way too much in the early part of this game. And, you know, the mistake I made apparently attacking them instead of Vraska is not so good. Because now she could potentially ultimate next turn. Which is pretty scary because we only have 2 creatures in play. And in general, our deck doesn't have very many creatures. So her ultimate damaging us, her creatures damaging us are pretty likely. Okay. Draw your cards. I don't know what I need to draw here. Something awesome. Capture Sphere would be pretty good. That's not so good. So I think we kind of have to use direct current here on Vraska. Yeah. And because we're literally just dead if we don't. Because now she can't use her ability this turn. Which, again, if we hadn't screwed that up, she would be a lot farther from using that ability. Okay. Rahl right now wouldn't be awesome, but wouldn't be bad either. Ah, well, that had to happen at some point. Okay, so they can attack us for 11 here at least. Looks like they're doing something else. Oh yeah, they're... So yeah, still 11. And that's not going to save us. So we will just concede. Don't need to show them we have another Piston Fist Cyclops. Probably shouldn't have even bothered showing them this because that gives them some information. They know we have Capture Sphere and that, so if they have Crushing Vines or whatever, it's definitely coming in. What do we want to do here? Clarion, I think, is still useful enough against them. I mean, it's going to be better against aggressive decks, but it looked like it did enough there to be fine. I don't think we want Sonic Assault. Maybe we want something like Devious Cover-Up so we have another counterspell against their powerful bombs like Vraska and the Hatchery Spider. I don't hate that idea. But what do I cut for it? I mean, 2 counterspells is probably enough, honestly. And we have 2 better ones that, you know, this can counter both the cards we just mentioned. And so can Ionize. So I don't think we change anything. You know, Collar the Culprit can kill that big spider and a few other cards in their deck, but I don't think it's enough. Especially when white is not a primary color for us. Of course, we have 3 sources of it. But I think that's all we want with Garrison Sergeant and Deafening Clarion. All right, let's see if we can do better here. I would like to play first. Wow. we are struggling with the hands. So we can play Piston Fist Cyclops with this, but we're never going to draw... I mean, it's going to be hard for us to draw double red. And honestly, even if we draw double red with this hand, we're not going to be in a great shape. Like, we'll be okay, but I think we mulligan it. Ouch. That is not good. Down to 5 we go. Okay, that's reasonable. We don't need you. It isn't great, but for a 5-card hand, it's keepable. Okay, getting a little better. Draw an actual creature. Huh. But starting at 5 against a deck that's already this good doesn't feel great. I can tell you that much. Okay, so I think we do pitch the mountain. Could end up hurting us later. Playing Burglar Rats when somebody's already mana screwed is nasty. So let's attack. We don't really have anything to lose if we do. I guess we take 1 on the backswing, but they're not going to bother taking it. No, I mean, they'd be happy to trade Barrier of Bones for a combat trick, so they're just going to block it. So it's not worth attacking. Look, we're down to 1 card in our hand already. Isn't that great? Ooh, interesting. Well, we do have that should we decide we need it. But I don't think we attack here. I mean, we could with our Leapfrog, but I don't think it's worth it. Okay, the Clarion's getting a little more interesting. Now I can just use Capture Sphere, but I don't really know that I want to when there are creatures in play that I can just kill with the Clarion. I think I want to hold off a little longer on casting it. I think I'm just going to end the turn and take 3 this turn. Well, I guess they're in a position where they can just attack me all they want, huh? We're going to end our turn again anyway. Maybe I have to play the sphere, but I don't really think that's true. I'm going to take 3. Okay, I don't think we play that either. Maybe we should just attack with the leapfrog. They don't even know I have this, but they're playing like they know I have a board sweeper, which is pretty frustrating. Shoot. Yeah, we're not in a good place. I mean, the Clarion is going to hurt us just as much as it hurts our opponent. So I think I'm just going to have to cast Capture Sphere and bite that bullet. I think that's my plan here. Maybe it draws out counter magic or something. Okay, well, sure. We will discard Vidalcan Mesmerist. And we'll play Capture Sphere. Okay, Beacon Bolt doesn't do anything right now, so I don't think we use it. We're at sort of a stalemate here. It does give this flying. I guess that's a thing, but I think for now. It's kind of nuts that we haven't drawn very many instants and sorceries yet in this game, but we did mull to 5, so the chances were already reduced. So that probably matters. Yeah, we are in a stalemate here, which I'm not sure who that favors more in the long run. I don't really want to play Fire Urchin. I'm planning on Clarioning at some point in the near future. I'm just waiting for a better time to do it. It does only cost me 2 mana, it's worth noting, as long as my Electromancer is in play. Well, Clarion's not going to kill that. That's kind of a problem. Could double block it, though. Don't hate that plan. And that'll do some work, too. It'll also make Beacon Bolt actually do something. Should I just do it now and get in for 3? That kind of seems worth it, right? I think that seems worth it. I guess I should tap both blue just in case we decide to do something else. Ooh, he'll be nice after a Clarion, I think. Yeah. Maybe even before to sort of pressure our opponent to do something. Oh, whoops. Too much mana. What's new? That's fine. We don't need it. We don't need that mana. Attack for 3. The Garrison Sergeant, it's worth noting, does trade with the Dowser. So there could be something to be said for just playing it. It's almost like they sided into a Dimir deck, right? Like, what happened to the Golgari? No, there's the Glowspore Shaman. They just can't hit green? There it is. There we go. Okay. Beacon Bolt looking more and more... Oh, yeah. I mean, not Beacon Bolt, but Clarion. We're going to cast the Clarion this turn. No question. I think holding on to it is going to have paid off. Oh, well. Still worth it. Obviously, we wiped their entire board. Let's see. We know they have a Dowser in their hand. But, as I noted, the Garrison Sergeant can trade with it. I think we just go ahead and Clarion here. I mean, I can give my guys lifelink too. Sure. Having to tap my mana the way I did does mean I can't follow it up with anything. But I had to tap it that way because I needed red and white, and you know. But we can play our Garrison Sergeant this turn, and hopefully be set up to trade with the Dowser. We did just load their graveyard for Hatchery Spider. It's worth noting. Okay. Well, can also trade with that. Definitely let them have a very cheap Molder Hulk. Okay. All right. Now, yeah, I think we play our friend, the Garrison Sergeant, and plan to trade for the Molder Hulk with it, or try to at least. We got the Deafening Clarion, but, you know, we knew they had at least one big guy in their hand, and it turned out they had two of them. Right, so yeah, we're going to try this trade. See what happens there. All right, we go to 10. Yeah, I mean, both games, it just sort of felt like we're fighting a losing battle, huh? Okay. I guess I can play both of these and double block this, which is not terrible. But we are losing our win conditions very rapidly, losing our creatures and such. All right. I mean, we could find a way out of this because our Deafening Clarion gave us like a 5-for-1, but would I rather hold on to Beacon Bolt? I think I would. I think getting to Beacon Bolt twice is a pretty nice deal. Okay, yeah, that is a problem. Okay, so they're going to attack us for 4 here. We're going to take it. We need removal. Like Command the Storm or something. Crap. Yeah, I think we just have to pass the turn. I'm going to hold on to this mountain. We have several cards that can kill this freaking Dowser, so it's a little frustrating that we can't find one of them. We've got Capture Sphere. We have the 6 damage instant. We have Command the Storm. We're just going to take 4 here. Yeah, that's not going to do it either. Hold on here, though. So this does 2, and then this will do 3, so we can't actually kill it. I think we have to try to. If they do anything to stop this from happening, we're done. But it does give us a chance here. The good news is we'll find out whether or not we kill it before we have to attack. So we at least have the chump blocker back still. Looks like it's going to work. Please work. It worked. All right, let's attack for 3. They're going to play that haste card that's usually not very good, but with the number of cards in their graveyard, the Golgari +1/+1 counter undergrowth guy. That'd be fun. Wouldn't that be fun? I haven't seen it, and we've seen a lot of their deck. Ooh, yeah. We could turn this one around, especially because we have plenty of action in our graveyard should we start flooding out. Right, play our Cyclops, who also will be able to attack if we use cards in our graveyard. Hatchery Spider time, I'm thinking. Yeah. That's not fun. Here it is. Yay. Probably hit their Vraska again. She's not in the graveyard. Nope. But they do get a Vigor Spore Worm, which is a problem. Thought we might turn the corner. Didn't quite. Look at that, 16-14. I'm glad it's only right now. What do we need? Help. We need help. That's not help. Although, crap. You can only do 3 damage. That's not good. 4 would be awesome. Yeah. We have to end our turn. I think that Hatchery Spider is going to beat us again, just like it did last game. Although last game, we were never in control. We were briefly in control here. Very briefly. Obviously, we block the Vigor Spore Worm with Piston Fist Cyclops if we're allowed to. Oh, good. So kill Piston Fist Cyclops, right? Yeah. And then we're dead. So, okay. Well, that Golgari deck was nasty, filled with Hatchery, Spider, and Vraska are both so scary. It was cool seeing this work out for someone. I haven't gotten to draft it yet, but I've wanted to. It's my kind of card. So 0-1, and I think our deck, did suffer from the issues that I think it has, that we don't have that many win conditions, and if we don't draw Rahl or our enchantment early, I think we're in some trouble, and we didn't do either in this match, so we'll try to in the next one, though. Man, we are struggling with these hands. Here in match 2, I do think we keep this one. We're on the draw. I mean, it is slow. If we end up against a really fast deck, we might be in trouble. But we have plenty of time to draw Mountain, right? Oh, God. They mulligan too. I think I'm going to mulligan. I think 6 plus a Scry has a good chance to be better than this. Okay. It's pretty comparable, but let's see what's on top. We didn't really downgrade, I don't think. I mean, that gets us one closer to Hellkite Whelp. I mean, we're going to draw another land, though, is the thing. Like, whether we put this on top or not. So I think I'm going to put it on the bottom. I say that. The probability says, I'm going to draw land at some point. So I think that was the right move, when we'd rather like to draw more action, although drawing an Escapable Blaze isn't exactly what we're hoping for. Right, they are slow, which is good to know going forward. All right, so play our other Guild Gate. We have all our mana, so should things come up, that'll be good. Can play our Cyclops next. Yeah, letting people Notion Rain and not being able to punish them when they do it is not a good idea, but we couldn't really do anything about it. Could not do anything about it. Okay, well, so we'll play our Cyclops here, and then we'll be able to play our Whelp on turn 5, and we also have Capture Sphere, and we're close to Inescapable Blaze mana too. So I think putting that island on the bottom was the right call. I think it's always the right call, really, but it panned out this time. It wouldn't be the right call if I desperately needed the land, of course, but I didn't. So, you think they have Devious Cover-Up, or we will play an island, and we'll end our turn, because we can't attack with this. We're going to have played 5 different lands on 5 consecutive turns, which the probability of that are not very high. But, I mean, I could play the Mountain, but it just looks cool to have 5 different lands, in limited. Hoping they play something I can Capture Sphere. That's the ideal situation here. They're in a pretty nice situation, though, where they can just keep passing the turn and leave up counter magic if that's what they have. So it kind of looks like that's what they're doing. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're going to try to play our Whelp. It may get Disdainful Stroked or whatever, but I think we got to do it. Devious Cover-Up, also possible with 4 mana, but I mean, I guess we could have really tried to play around their counter magic, but I don't think we were going to get a chance to. This can't be countered, so. Could get it back with our Dimir split card, potentially. Times like this, Sudden Shock would be awesome. It would also be awesome to get Rahl Zarek right now, because he can protect himself well, he can be protected well enough that he would be fine. So Fire Urchin's not bad. I'm going to play an untapped land so I can also bring up Capture Sphere in case I decide to do that. So, yeah, we'll play our Fire Urchin, who can obviously block Child of Night. Hellkite Whelp is probably the best creature in our deck, so getting it countered, not ideal. I just have a feeling that trying to play around it would just mean that they keep playing lands and I keep doing nothing. I mean, I guess I would have been able to play Fire Urchin eventually, which would have pressured them some, and they would have been afraid, but not that much. They could leave 2 mana up pretty easily and still play these things. So I'm guessing... Okay, interesting. I'm going to block the Child of Night. We'll see what happens there. If they have a trick or whatever, I'm fine with it. Doesn't seem super likely in their color pair and with what their deck wants to do, but I feel like they have to have something here. Maybe Mephitic Vapors in second main phase to kill my Fire Urchin. That could be a thing. Maybe they just made a mistake. It kind of looks like they might have. Okay. So we have mana up for Inescapable Blaze and Unexplained Disappearance. The question is, do I want to use Unexplained Disappearance now so I can hit them for 6? Or do I hold on to it for a more impactful purpose? I kind of feel like hitting them for 6 is pretty nice here. So I think I'm going to go for it. See if they play their cover up or whatever. The fact that they're leaving 4 mana up makes me wonder if they do also have a cover up, but... Could also have the 3/2 guy to flash in. Looks like they're going to do something here. Artful Takedown. That's mean. Okay. Fine. Oh yeah, we definitely leave that on top. We want to be able to use it twice, not just once. Play this other Guildgate. Probably want to use any lands left in our deck to do Flashback or Jumpstart, whatever it's called. Our second best creature in our deck is probably Piston Fist Cyclops, so losing it also not exactly ideal. But, you know, stuff happens. Okay, well, we're going to kill this with the card on top of our library and attack, I think. We're not going to be able to block the Mesmerist anyway. So, yeah, so we're going to go Direct Current. I mean, we could block the Mesmerist. I guess. Yeah, and it wouldn't kill my Fire Urchin, but I think I need to do damage, you know? And we can deal with the Mesmerist later if we have to. Remember, they basically only have 14 life because of Inescapable Blaze, so if we can get them down low enough, could steal the game with it. All right, they attacked me, as one would expect. Where's our counter magic? I haven't drawn any of our counter magic in the 3 games we've played so far. Hey, Halberdier's not a bad draw here. All right, so I could kill the Mesmerist with Direct Current, but I think just playing the Halberdier is going to be better. So We're going to attack for the 1. They're doing something. Yeah, there's the Whisper Agent, but I think they're too late to actually block with it. They should have done it when I attacked, so they're just going to take the 1. Yeah. And then we'll play Halberdier. So they have good attacks here because they can weaken this so that, yeah, I could kill the Mesmerist, but I can't kill the other thing. I do have Direct Current in my graveyard, so the idea of trading the Halberdier for the Mesmerist isn't the worst. Because then I could use Direct Current to finish off the... Yeah. Not too bad, I don't think. I think that's what I go for here. I mean, it is a source of damage, and maybe I should have just tried to race them with Capture Sphere and the 2 creatures. Like, you know, if they play a big creature here, I could Capture Sphere it and just attack them, but... Look like they're thinking about doing something. Yeah, Dazzling Lights. Okay. Works for me. Goodbye, Halberdier. Do I bother with Capture Sphere? I don't think I do. Probably have to stop attacking them, though. That's pretty good right now. Question is, do I attack them? And I don't think so. So they could have more counter magic, which is going to be really frustrating, but it doesn't look like they do. So I think I just pass turn here. I can fend off the attacks that they send my way. I think holding on to these is better than using Direct Current, which is why I haven't used it yet. So if they have another Dazzling Lights, that's going to be fun. Okay. So there's such a good chance that they have something here that I think I'm actually just going to block like this and take 3. Leave my Garrison Sergeant alone. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. I mean, we do take 3, but we killed the Mesmerist without doing anything. So, and should we ever draw something we want to discard for Direct Current, we can do that to kill this, which I think is the right thing. I think we should hold on to these to deal with much more problematic threats, like whatever they're about to cast here. Oh, darn it. Okay. That's where Disdainful Stroke would have been nice. One blue mana? What are you going to do? Ah, I see what you did there. Okay, that was pretty good. All right, so we're going to do this finally. And then we're going to end our turn. Well, we're going to have to Inescapable Blaze that, obviously. Capture Sphere does not deal with it, obviously. Luckily, Inescapable Blaze is uncounterable, so even if they have Disdainful Stroke, it doesn't matter. So we're going to cast Inescapable Blaze. What are you going to try to do? Just to get a bird token. That's cool with me, I guess. Well, they get to surveil too, so they get probably worth 1 mana. Like if this were a 1 blue mana spell that said create a bird token, surveil 2, that'd be pretty good. So they're getting some decent value there. Especially when I'm at 10 and have no defenses in play. Yeah, another thing our deck doesn't have as much of as you'd like is draw spells. So, I mean, I think Izzet was plenty open. I think I should have maybe emphasized grabbing different kinds of cards. At the same time, we have done a really poor job of drawing our, you know, bombier cards that are build-arounds that we drafted this deck for in the first place. So, it's kind of annoying. Okay. Oh, hey, counter magic. So I think we hold on to this island still. We have enough other cards with flashback or whatever. So I think we probably have to capture Sphere the Cyclops if they make it so it can attack me this turn. It doesn't look like they did. So I'm going to take 1. All right. Question is, do we just want to use Capture Sphere here so that we use our mana wisely? Like in case we draw something we want to play and then can't Capture Sphere it. I think that's probably what we want to do. Let's let them go to their... All right, yeah. So I'm going to Capture Sphere, Piston Fist here. See what happens there. Could counter their counter spell if they did have one there. Which, if it was like Devious Cover-Up, might be worth it. Okay, Beacon Bolt. Do we want to use that to kill that flyer right now? I don't think so. I am going to hold off on that and just keep getting attacked by the bird illusion. I'm going to go to 7. Probably going to Beacon Bolt that. Deafening Clarion wouldn't be too bad right now, right? That works too. So we're going to go Direct Current. And then we're going to discard a card and cast it the second time too to kill that. Discard the island. Beacon Bolt will do 4 now too, so that's good. We don't have Ionize up anymore, but I have a feeling that Beacon Bolt will be enough for most things. Yeah, can kill that. So yeah, we're just gonna Beacon Bolt here. And leave up mana for Ionize and Capture Sphere. This time we're in more control, I feel like, than we were in our last match, but we definitely need to draw a win condition in the very near future. All right, looks like they're just going to end their turn. We're going to hold on to that for Beacon Bolt. Right, we probably just use Beacon Bolt on that and not Ionize. I think Ionize will be sort of a safety net. Okay, that's pretty nice. So we're finally going to play our Firemind's Research. I guess we played it once in another game, but it was when we had reached a point where it didn't really matter. So the tricky thing here is I could use Beacon Bolt to kill this. If I do that, though, I don't leave up mana for Ionize, but I guess I can Capture Sphere whatever I can't Ionize. So I think we go ahead and Beacon Bolt. That's what I'm saying. What did I do wrong here? Oh, I see. Does it happen? Looks like it is going to happen. All right. End our turn. We've got Ionize ready to go. Not this turn, but we'll have Capture Sphere for whatever we can't Ionize here. Like if they play something really scary. They do not. Hey, thanks for showing up. We need a creature. Got to do some damage. Their hand's probably just filled with removal, which is kind of hilarious, but entirely possible. What do they have? Definitely having more fun this game than we did in our last match. Kind of getting to hang back. Man. So we could Ionize this. And they would still have to pay the cost of losing the creature. But I'm not sure that's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. All right, so... yeah, we'll just end our turn. I think we're kind of hoping our opponent gets decked. Oh, that was their turn. That's right. So I can get back my Hellkite Whelp. I think that's what I do here. Again, we're putting ourselves in a situation where we don't actually have mana for what am I talking about? For Ionize, but we still have Capture Sphere. That gives us a way out. So probably get back the Whelp. It's a serious source of damage compared to everything else we have in our graveyard. Looks like they're going to Disdainful Stroke this. They are. Okay. We do get a charge counter, so there's that. It's going to suck if they play something that Capture Sphere just doesn't do enough against. That sucks too. I think Ionize just deals with more. We can't use it right now is the difference. So if they follow this up with something scary, I'm going to be in a world of hurt. But I think once we have Ionize mana ready to go, we're going to be in better shape. But if we don't, if they do something here, we're in trouble. Hey, hello there. Interesting. So I think we try to play Rahl. With the board empty, maybe we just kill this. Again, we're not going to leave Ionize mana up, but probably okay. So yeah, we're going to... they only have 1 damage in play. Maybe it's just better to be drawing cards. It's probably better to just be drawing cards. So Deafening Clarion's pretty nice, but if we could take the land, we can actually Ionize this turn. And I don't know that the Clarion's really going to come up in this game, which is kind of crazy to say, but yeah, I'm going to put the Mountain in my hand. We can draw a card off of this right now. I don't know that we do, but we can. Oh, that sucks. All right. Well, we're gonna use it because it makes it so we can at least do damage to them, and we keep a Burglar Rat from coming into play. We get a charge counter. So if I'd held on to a land, I wouldn't have had to do that. Is the frustrating part, but you know, got to do what you got to do. Rahl could theoretically lead to us losing the game more quickly than our opponent because we may end up decking ourselves because we're taking 2 cards off the top of our library every turn. So it's not so good. Okay. I think I am going to use this ability. Yeah, and we'll put this in our hand. And we'll cast it. And end our turn. Are we just waiting to get to 5 charge counters here? I don't know. Maybe. All right. Opponent decided to scoop. I don't think they really needed to, but I'll take it. Rahl and Fire Mines Research, we're going to do some super awesome things, but kind of feels like we should have both of these in our deck the more I've played. But I don't know that our mana... I mean, it's been good enough so far, but I don't know that it's consistent enough. Yeah, so I think we just keep our deck as is. It's not, you know, Collar the Culprit doesn't really seem great here. Not a bad starting hand, actually. It's a little slow, but our opponent's deck isn't exactly fast, so I think I'm okay with that. You know, not doing anything until I play Halberdier. Have a couple removal spells after that ready to go, so... Play Guildgate. If I knew I was playing Boros, I don't know that I could keep this hand, but we're not, so... They play a rat here. They have a lot of those rats. Now it's just a Child of Night, which is kind of less concerning than a rat, honestly. Right, so Mountain. Although, you know, Fearless Halberdier can't really attack through it or block it effectively. I mean, you can trade, which isn't bad, but can't do much more than that. Are they stuck on 2? No. No, they are not. All right, so we're going to play our Halberdier here. Should have no problem resolving with 2 mana and our opponent only having 2 mana. I think we just take 2. Do we trade? Yeah, maybe we do. I mean, clearing the field before Rahl is probably worth it. If they use Dazzling Lights here, then whatever, you know. Looks like that's probably what's happening, yeah. So it is. Bye-bye, Halberdier. Thank you for your efforts with your halberd. So ideally, if we could get 1 spell in our graveyard before we play Rahl, we could kill this with Rahl's ability and maybe just gain control of the board. Could happen if they play something we can Disdainful Stroke this turn, but we're just ending our turn, obviously. What I don't want to do is have to use Command the Storm on a freaking Child of Night. Now, playing Rahl here might just be the best move anyway. Especially if they tap out. Let's see what they play. Probably not. It's probably not the best move now. He would go down to... He would go up to 6 loyalty and then take 4. Oh, well, I think I just play Garrison Sergeant now. See if we can... cause problems for our opponent with it. We do need a 6th land. It sets up Inescapable Blaze, but after that, we probably just want to keep lands. So this could let me make it so Rahl can do 1 next turn, which isn't the worst. But I think we still just discard our island. I don't really want to lose any of these. They all seem useful. Plenty useful. If they surveil here, that would be a little annoying, but okay. That's annoying too. But because of that double strike, it wouldn't have mattered that much. So we go to 12. Um, Fire Urchin's actually a surprisingly good blocker right now, so Fire Urchin it is. I mean, I think it's better than like paying 5 for Command the Storm here. We also build our board, and neither of these creatures can kill it in combat without this gaining Death Touch, which it very well could. But hopefully they play something like Disdainful Stroke. That wouldn't really make a difference. Death Touch is Death Touch. Yeah, Disdainful Stroke. They only played something that costs 3. That's always fun when you have Disdainful Stroke up. Not like we could do a whole lot more anyway, but still annoying. All right. So I think we play this land and end our turn. Maybe Command the Storm is what we want to do. Maybe Disdainful Stroke is. We'll see. We have a hand filled with removal, though. So I think we're going to do well once we get Rahl in play, which will happen soon, I think. They could Disdainful Stroke my own spell. If they just pass here, I think I just Command the Storm, the Cyclops at the end of their turn. Then probably play Rahl and kill the Child of Night. Seems like a reasonable couple things to do. If they play an expensive spell here, it's probably better to just Disdainful Stroke. And, well, that does suck a little bit in terms of taking damage. Okay, but we kind of have to Disdainful Stroke that, and we will. Does mean Piston Fist Cyclops can attack us, and we can't really do anything about it right this second. But if they kill our Fire Urchin, we're kind of out of luck, I think. So we probably go to 8 here. Yeah, probably. Dazzling Lights would suck so much. To give this Death Touch at instant speed would be a problem. They could attack with... They are going to attack with maybe everything? No. Okay, so I think we still got to do this. Looks like, yeah. They may have freaking Deadweight again. I didn't think about that. But I think that was still the right thing to do. It does make my life a lot more difficult than I would have liked. Yeah, here comes the Deadweight. One other in our graveyard, yeah, so I think we just got to pass and get ready to absorb a massive hit. Hopefully kill this. We could just do it now, I guess. Could also play Rahl, which would draw their attention away for a turn while drawing me a card. I think I just end my turn, though, and plan on using one of these things. I may just have to use an Escapable Blaze because of the fact that we know they have counter magic, and we got to kill this if it's able to attack us this turn. If it doesn't attack us this turn, I probably do use Command the Storm on the Dark Blade. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. See if that works out for me or not. Ah, shh. And that's why we should have used Command the Storm. Now we're dead, even if we kill... I think we're going to lose this game. So we got to kill so many things to not lose here, and I don't think we can do it. I don't have the mana to Inescapable Blaze and do something else, but there's like the small chance I scare them with Rahl. Maybe that's just our best option, that they decide to attack Rahl instead of me next turn, but I won't scare them that much. And he can do 2 damage right now. It's not enough. You could kill this, sure. Yeah, it makes me wish I'd played Rahl earlier, but Rahl would probably be dead if I played it earlier. Should have played my Blaze, man. All right, we're going to end our turn and hope that maybe this can't attack us. If it can't attack us, we do have a good chance of coming back here. If it can attack us, we're dead. So let's hope they don't draw a spell. Can they not draw a spell, please? I think that means I have to Inescapable Blaze this, but then I can Beacon Bolt that. So looks like it can't attack us. Good sign. All right, so that's going to take us down to 2. Probably play just double Beacon Bolt on my turn. See what they play, though. Yeah, I think double Beacon Bolt. Man, maybe now I only have to Beacon Bolt once. Yeah, that's probably true. So we'll cast Beacon Bolt on Piston Fist Cyclops. Looks like it happens. I should probably just kill their other creature too. Who am I kidding? It's too dangerous if I don't. So also sets things up for Rahl to do awesome things going forward. Did we stabilize at 2? We might have. See if they have that Disdainful Stroke. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, I think we try to play Rahl here. Nice. Okay, we're gonna look at the top 2. I guess the Clarion has a better chance of actually doing something than a Guildgate. I think we hold on to our mountain though. We might get to do the ultimate, which basically wins us the game if that's what we get to do. Okay, so look at the top 2. No choice to be made there, really. We're going to play Piston Fist Cyclops. And, yeah, I guess an island. Okay. Something to direct current, obviously. Right, +1 again. We'll get another Cyclops. And then we will cast Direct Current on Mesmerist. So next turn we can ultimate and use Direct Current again, which once we have the ultimate emblem thing in play, it's very hard for them to beat us because we get to do 4 damage to any target and draw 2 cards anytime we play an instant or sorcery. Pretty great. See what they have here. Dazzling Lights, okay. Would have been kind of annoying if they played their flash creature there. We'd have to play our other Cyclops, which I think we're doing anyway, but we're still in a precipitous situation here where anything could go wrong when we're at 2 life especially. Luckily we're not playing red or we'd be in a lot of trouble. Okay, so I do think we want to play another mountain. That way if we draw our other direct currents, we can potentially anyway do it twice, which is what I'm trying to say. So we definitely go for the emblem here, right? Do I get greedy? Because if I can keep him alive after the emblem, which is entirely possible, yeah, I'm going to get greedy. Okay. It's kind of annoying. I think we hold off on using direct current because I'm greedy until we put Rahl's emblem on the table. Then we can do 12 damage-ish to them in one turn. See what they got here. Ooh, that could end up being really bad if they have their flash creature. All right. They did not have it. Okay, well, that does ruin us a little bit, but we get to use Rahl's emblem. We can just direct current them to do 6 damage and draw 2 cards, which is probably worth it. Yeah, definitely worth it. This is only the second game, isn't it? We're both so low on time. They've been long games. We haven't each won one, have we? Maybe we have. Okay, so it's Rahl's emblem time. And we're just going to use direct current on them to do 2 to them. And we'll discard. Yeah, they scooped. All right, Rahl came through in that match. Hopefully we can do that in match 3 and go 2-1. This was a fun, grindy match, though, where Rahl really did get to shine. See you guys in the next match. All right, going into our final match, seeing if we can go 2-1 with this thing, which would be nice. Last match certainly seemed to go pretty well in terms of just sort of gaining control of the game. Yeah, I think this hand's a keep. I mean, if our opponent's playing Boros, again, we might be in some trouble. We also don't have white mana, and we have 2 of these cards. So maybe I just talked myself out of it. I do have a 3-drop and Rahl, which maybe that's not enough. I mean, I think it's an okay hand. I don't think a 6 and a Scry is going to be that much better, like on average. I mean, it could be better, but it's okay. And we'll draw white mana. If we draw white mana, we might be in great shape, actually. Especially, even if we're playing Boros, because the Clarion can obviously wipe their board. Okay, so white mana, please. That's what we're hoping for here. They may not actually be Boros. They may be splashing. They're probably Boros. Yeah. All right. Yeah, the Banneret is going to be a little annoying, but we did draw another 3, which is nice. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not a huge deal. You know, we can play the Halberdier, and then we can block it, and they have to spend additional mana just to trade, and that's probably pretty good for us. Okay, well. Do they just pump it? If they do, I'm actually pretty happy because it means they don't have anything, but that's not what they did. Oh, joy. Okay. We really need that white mana ASAP. Bad news is 2 of our 3 sources of white come into play tapped. So that's not so good. I would still block the Banneret if they attack here. They can mentor it. They can potentially... no, that won't work. I was going to say they could have them mentor each other, but it doesn't work that way. So they can't do that. Playing a gold... Oh, what? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Seems like they're more of a Selesnya deck almost, but they may just have all 3 colors in equal portions, which could be what's going on here. So I'm going to play Leapfrog, and in my turn... Had I known my opponent was playing Boros, I probably would have mulliganed. Although this is like our greatest answer. Although their deck with Rosemane Centaur clearly has a little more resilience to Clarion than your average red-white deck in this format. no matter how this goes, the fact that we got to win a match, both games in the last match with Rahl, is sort of what I was going for. So, and like I've been saying all along, this deck has some great elements. Creatures are not one of them. I think we overvalued getting spells and undervalued creatures. You're not going to attack with your Stalwart? There you go. Yeah. All right. Seems reasonable. At this point, I think the Leapfrog is actually more expendable. So I'm going to block and take 7. There's a good chance they have a trick, by the way. But if they don't, we might be okay. Oh, they have one. Rouge removal, actually, but yeah, basically a trick. Should we just scoop? I don't really want to show them we have Rahl until we need to, until we have to. I guess I don't need to scoop just yet, but we're getting there. We are getting there. So they could pump this, mentor that, and attack with everything. That would be fun. That may be their plan. Yeah. That looks like their plan. That means I'm going to be blocking the Banneret again, this time with my Halberdier, and taking 7. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. So it seems. All right. Take 8 actually, but I think that's still the best choice here. They have another trick. No, they don't. That would have been completely backbreaking if they had a trick. Would have been like, okay. Oh, hey, that gives us a little life actually. 2, 4, 5, 6. I wish I had mana to play Rahl and Unexplained Disappearance. Not quite there though. Not quite there. That would be awesome. Maybe I do just play Rahl here though. We're dead too many ways if we do. Yeah, I'll end the turn. Leave up Unexplained Disappearance. Of course, if we try to play Rahl, you know, I think I'm going to play him. Because even if we do Unexplained Disappearance something here, we're going to have to chump block probably. He does dig me closer to white mana potentially, but that's not nearly as useful as it was earlier. But it digs me close to all my removal spells. Decisions. Also gives them information that I don't really need them to have since our chances of winning are so low already. So I think I'm just going to end my turn. Yeah, we'll end the turn. We have to hope they don't have another creature, basically. And then we're in kind of okay shape. Okay. So we're going to block the Stalwart and bounce the Centaur is the plan here. See if they use a trick or something first. Okay, so Unexplained Disappearance. Hey, you're not too bad. I mean, Garrison Sergeant does do things, so I'll take it. Man, that makes me really wish I'd played Rahl. I can use the Clarion to kill this too, which isn't nothing. So they're replaying that thing as a 5/5 for, yeah. It's a 5/5. We're going to play this Plains. And we're going to play Garrison Sergeant, who could keep us alive another turn here, especially if they don't have another creature. We can use the Sergeant to block the Rosemane Centaur and go to 1. And then there's a chance that Deafening Clarion gets us out of all of this. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, removal undoes all that. We were like kind of trying to turn a corner there, and we got close, I think, but didn't quite get there. Would I rather have a Halberdier here than like a Mesmerist? I think I probably would. They can trade with more things, even after they've been mentored. The problem is that leaves us with only 2 2-drops, which is also not so good against them. So maybe we cut something like Ionize. Yeah, I mean, or Disdainful Stroke. We saw 2 targets for Disdainful Stroke, but there may not be very many of them. It's probably one of our counter spells because ideally we're going to be wanting to cast stuff like every turn to do well against them. Not casting things and then, you know, countering a 1-mana spell or whatever. I guess Disdainful Stroke's less likely to have targets. But yeah, we need to hit these removal spells, please. And yeah, so yeah, I think that's all we do. I would like to play first again. Oh, man. No red mana this time, but I think I have to keep this 6 if I want to have any chance at all and hope I have red on top of my library. I think our deck is already like a C, and then we've had horrible hands. So it's been, it's not the kind of deck where you want a horrible hand. I mean, you don't ever want one, but stronger decks can overcome them. I mean, if we go down to 5, I don't think there's much chance for us. I think we have to pray there's red on top, and we can go Electromancer, Halberdier. We need double red for Direct Current, but it's all right if we don't get it for a while. We just need to be able to play these early creatures. Yeah, even with them mulliganing, I think I have to hold on to this. Please red mana on top of my library. If it's not red mana, we got to put it on the bottom. There's not really a... Yeah, we got to put it on the bottom. It's mana. So we'll see. Was this a risky keep? Definitely. Would 5 in a scry have been better? I don't think there's a great chance it would have been. I mean, we do have several red mana sources left in our library. That's not one of them. So we gotta hit it. Haha! We did it. I think I do just play the Halberdier because it lets us use all of our mana. So it hits harder. The Electromancer does stuff, but it doesn't really do stuff right now. Now we have a chance. Though ideally we draw more red mana. We have all our colors now. You know, this is our only black source, so getting it is never guaranteed. Wow, they're having a sluggish start. We'll attack with our Halberdier, see if it gets killed by something. No, it does not. Then we'll play our Electromancer, and in so doing, we can actually leave mana up for the Unexplained Disappearance if that's what we need to do. And if they play a... Oh, darn it. Say, and if they play a 4-drop, I probably bounce it, but not that one. Man, that's annoying on this board where it can trade with both our creatures. Maybe they'll just hit 4 lands like I've done a couple times with the Wood Shaper, which is pretty good value because most of the time you do not want to draw 4 lands. So they went with Siege Worm. Okay, well. Do we just end the turn? We probably just end the turn, which is sad, but I think that's what we got to do. We need a 4th and 5th land now. We're already pretty lucky we even hit red, you know. And we're also lucky our opponent had a slow start too. But more mana would make us feel great. I would love to bounce a Siege Worm, and that's the one thing. Surveilling might help me hit the additional mana that we need. You know, I said we had all our colors. We don't have white. I don't know what I'm talking about. Direct Current wouldn't feel too bad to use on this, and I would have if I had the mana. Because it sort of negates the fact that they're getting a 2-for-1, since this will be able to be used twice too. Sure, it's less value than usual, but man, just playing creatures I don't want to use Unexplained Disappearance on. It's annoying. Okay, so I might use it now just to bounce my own creature, which I don't think is the worst plan because of the Surveil. Keeping a creature alive seems good too. Okay, so we're going to bounce our own creature. And then Conclave Tribunal doesn't do anything. Oh, Beacon Bolt. That'll work, I think. We'll have one in our graveyard, and then we can use this next turn to kill the Wood Shaper. So if we decide that's what we want to do anyway. Gets us a card in our graveyard, which will matter going forward. Probably better still to just replay the Electromancer, but we're going to get in for 3 here. All right. Now, they can play Siege Worm this turn, so we really need to hit this Capture Sphere mana. Though if we don't do it immediately, it's not the end of the world, but it would be awesome if we did because it would lock down their creature and we'll be able to smash in for like 5. So, you know, our deck doesn't get to say smash in very often. Yeah, there's the Siege Worm, so we really need that 4th land ideally. There it is. Luck. Luck is on my side. Okay, so we're just going to play Capture Sphere here. Chance we could play Rahl next turn, which would be pretty good. I mean, it depends on what they have going on their side of the board, but smash for 5. Because we could play Rahl and kill the Wood Shaper, potentially. We could also go more defensive if that's what we need to do. We obviously have Direct Current ready to go now. So if we draw another red mana, we could Direct Current and Beacon Bolt in the same turn, which would be great. I think this is the lowest we've gotten anyone's life total so far. Could be wrong. I mean, we would have gotten them lower, but they scooped when we got Rahl's emblem. So what are they playing? Okay, that's not as scary as a Siege Worm. Nowhere near as scary as a Siege Worm, in fact. Oh. Well, I could steal their Wood Shaper here. That doesn't seem too bad. Yeah. I think that's more meaningful than any of our other options. I mean, concoct actually isn't bad either. Maybe I should just concoct. I get to surveil 3, which will dig me through my deck. The only problem with concocting is there's a very real chance I don't get anything, especially because our deck has so few creatures. And if I don't get a creature and pay 4 to surveil, I mean, there are worse things, but that's not great. But I could decide to hold on to it instead and just use like direct current here to pick off the wood shaper. Which is probably the safer move. Still gets my beacon bolt to 2. Yeah. I mean, I wish... We just have what? We have 9 creatures, and we already have 3 of them, so there's 6 left in my library. There's not even... There's a good chance we hit one, but not an excellent chance. So, direct current it is. Stealing it would have been appealing, but it's not incredible or anything. I think holding on to this because of the concoct upside is probably worth it. Under turn. We're probably taking 4 this turn, I'm guessing. So right now, if we play Rahl, he has 2 instants and sorceries in the graveyard. That certainly matters. So, like, I could double block this and then concoct and get one of them back, which wouldn't be too bad, but it's not... I'm not worried enough about this, especially because we're getting pretty close to being able to use Beacon Bolt on it, so... Okay, additional red mana is awesome in terms of being able to use Beacon Bolt. Do we steal their smaller creature and then double block Rosemane Centaur? Or... we do something else? I mean, another recasting direct current isn't too bad, but if we wait a turn, we can cast it twice to take out Rosemane Centaur. So do I go with the really risky concoct here? It's kind of where I'm leaning. Let's do it. Because we need that third. Getting another instant in the graveyard, we're going to do it. See if it works out for us. Oh, it does not. I mean, it kind of does, because we don't want any of these. But that's bad. Okay. All right. We just paid 4 mana to do a lot less than we would have liked to have done. Even if I could have thrown an instant or sorcery in there, like, it would have made Beacon Bolt lethal for Rosemane Centaur. Oh, man. I mean, it was definitely a big risk, and maybe I regret it a little. But I think we're okay. They do have a ton of cards in their hand for one reason or another. I guess I probably should have at least blocked the Centaur if I was planning on doing that, just so that I can guarantee getting back one of these. So, you know, probably not the best move there. What's happening? Oh my god. Well, so much for things being fairly stable. We need Deafening Clarion, and we need it bad. Man. Yeah, the Clarion would be great. I don't know that there's another card in our deck that can bail us out. Oh, really interesting. They went after the Halberdier. Oh, God. 4, 6, 8, 10. I think we have to take it and pray we draw a Deafening Clarion. I don't think there's any other way out. If we lose our Electromancer, we're in a lot of trouble. So, Clarion. We don't have white mana, so we're screwed. Oh, man. Yeah, we lose. It doesn't matter what we did that last turn. Hey, there's white mana. You know, what I did ended up doing nothing, which is bad, but our other options also would have done nothing or very close to it. So, we lose. But our deck was fun. I mean, the one thing, like, if I could go back and look at the draft, which I can do, and I'm sure some of you will while you're watching it, there's probably some, like, big flying threats I should have picked up. We did get to, you know, Rahl, it was, like, our goal to win with, but we just didn't have time to do that against most opponents. But in our second match, that was fun. So, 1 and 2. First pick, Rahl, was fun, though. I'll see you guys in the next draft video.